What's going on, guys? Gomer's here again, wearing only the finest that my closet has to offer. It was a Christmas gift. Deal with it. And it's comfortable. Bit of a slow day, maxed out on squat. I'm sure feeling it, but as they say, gain spring eternal, huh? Pain is temporary. Seems like a few of the guys at SDS have taken up edging. Because, good lord, MLB 22 can't come soon enough. I'm not sure too how much longer we can withstand the desolate wasteland that is content in MLB The Show 21. 22, we haven't gotten even a morsel. They haven't even thrown us a bone. We haven't even seen the logo. I know what it's going to look like. It's going to look like the same exact thing, just with the 2 instead of 1, but I want to see it, damn it. Seeing is believing. So who knows when we're going to see that, but I do want to talk about, my guess would be within the month. I digress. But what I do want to talk about is just how big of a year this is truly for MLB The Show, and why we should expect a whole bunch. I'll be talking about new game modes, different features that we can come to expect for MLB 22, given that this is typically the biggest year. When it is the second year of a new console, that's when they really get a lot of time to play with their new toys, what they have, so they can really give us, hopefully, what we are wanting. So leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new to the channel, and let's get it going. So the first thing I want to talk about here is the comparison. The last time that we saw a console jump, we talked a little bit about this last year, but let's go into it a bit further. MLB The Show 14 was the first year releasing on PlayStation 4, and I'll show you a couple videos right here of the graphical comparison from PS3 to PS4. Now, you'll see here the player models look different for sure. The lighting looks better. But the graphics don't necessarily look good, right? I mean, it's not as big of a jump as you would be expecting. You know, Wainwright, as you can see, his eyes look lifeless, creepy in the first one, but dead inside on the second, so no bueno, either way you look at it. And then you compare that to MLB The Show 21 comparisons on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, again, you don't really notice a difference. The player models, I believe, are the same for practically every single player, and it looks almost identical. So I think that just goes to show, one, that we've had the same game engine for Lord knows how long, and two, that we've kind of reached a point, at least, where in a one-year turnaround, not much is going to happen. I look at a game like NBA 2K, and all they add is fucking sweat year to year. So who knows? Do MLB players not sweat? Apparently SDS. I don't know. I do think we're going to see a legitimate graphical improvement for the PlayStation 5 at least. I expect PS4 to probably look the same. You look at Madden. I quickly want to bring that up. The player models, I mean, it's Madden, so go figure. They're going to fuck over the people on last gen, but it looks very outdated compared to PS5. So maybe that just goes to show they're a bad company, and like SDS, you know, still like helping out the PS4 players. Like, it looks a little downgraded, but essentially the same game. So graphical improvements I would expect no doubt to be coming in. Let's talk about a couple new features that we saw introduced from MLB The Show 14. There's not many. There's actually 3, and one is pretty big. Year-to-year saves. Ironically enough, MLB The Show 21 did not have that. However, transitions to my point, I expect them to have it. I think the reason why it was not included for this last year was likely just due to the console jump. So it's a bit tough when you have a PlayStation 4 going to a PlayStation 5, and even worse so if you're trying to consider putting a franchise over from the PlayStation 4 to the Xbox Series X. So that's what I'm expecting. We are going to see year-to-year saves back. It's still a great point, great grandstand for SDS to be on, because no other sports game has it, quite frankly. So that was one of the 3 new features. Quick counts was also a bullet point new feature on the back of the box, even, I believe, for MLB The Show 14. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if they had the live streams and they were to tell us that we have now added the ability to have randomized counts? $69.99 on sale April 1st. You know, it'd be ludicrous. Everybody would be flipping tables. Nobody would be happy. It's crazy that that was a feature. But the other one was Stubs. I had no idea about this. I think I actually missed 14. I think I jumped over from 13 to 15, so I missed this year. Apparently, this is the first year, MLB The Show 14, that they introduced the currency of Stubs. So, yeah, if that shows you anything, what I'm getting at here is there's not a whole lot of new features introduced within that first year, and it draws a direct parallel to MLB The Show 21. What did we see new? Create a stadium. Yes, that is obviously a huge feature, and I'm not trying to downplay it. But again, if you do look at the developer live streams, they've talked that they've worked on this for many years. And the only reason it didn't come out before is that to build it up to the level that they wanted to, and not just have it be like MVP Baseball's create a stadium suite, where you have like 10 options, and you can't really make anything yours. It's just going to be a different combination of presets, which now there's so much customization. I think it's a great mode, but that's essentially all we got. And that's only on the next generation of consoles. What other new features? Negligible changes for March to October. The collective crowd raised their fist in success. Good lord, I am so happy that we can now trade in March to October. All 8 MTO fans are screaming in enjoyment. They are near ecstasy levels. No doubt. Road to the Show, they added a podcast, which practically goes away by year 2. I was quite unimpressed. Franchise, we already know nothing happened to franchise, and even in Diamond Dynasty, their trust fund baby, rather, that builds their developers' future kids' trust funds, is essentially nothing. They didn't add anything. They just added content, cards. There's no new game modes. There's different concepts like the inning programs, different player programs, but no new game modes. Showdown was last year. They added literally nothing new. So what could one expect then? We'll start out with Diamond Dynasty, because that's what most people care about. Obviously, new content is going to be coming in quite hot. I'm expecting new card series. This has nothing to do with a different console, but I was pretty disappointed that they just reused the same outline or the same design for Signature Series and Award Series cards. I find it hard to believe. They're going to be hearing it from me if they have run it back the same style for the 3rd consecutive year. We got milestones and, various other different cards that they created. Overall, did a good job at content. I think their only issue, or my issue with content, is they didn't space it out like they could have and made it more enjoyable. We had guys like DeGrom that came out at All-Star, and he's still the best pitcher. They would drop cards with 102 hit per 9 and expect us to be happy about it. The hell is that? So we're going to see new offerings in regards to that. Some sort of new game mode. I'm not sure what it is, if it's going to be a competitive style like Weekend League, like we've seen in the EA-housed video games such as FIFA and Madden. I don't know if it's going to be that or something else. I've had a couple ideas, such as affiliations, which you'll see in various games. Essentially, 2 different sides. You pick a side, and you and your team. So, say AL versus NL. I chose AL. You use only American League players. You have more stats than the guys who chose NL. You get rewards. Like, that could be kind of cool. I'm explaining it poorly, but if you have any idea, if you've played at least 3 video games in the last decade, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Could see like a My Part game mode. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't know how they could make it to be fun, but it's a possibility. Curtail that into Stadium Creator. A couple new features I would expect, or would hope for at least, is the ability to have a dome stadium. As you can see here, you can kind of do that right now. You can make a bit of a makeshift dome. Doesn't look the prettiest, as you see here. This is Aqua X. This is the prison. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. But I would hope that they would at least have like a couple preset options. It doesn't really matter. Just give us like 3 variations of what you're looking at above. Shouldn't be too hard. And then hopefully lighting options. That would be nice. As you guys are probably aware, you cannot play night games for created stadiums. Probably due to they ran out of time is one thing I'm guessing. And 2, you would have to actually go and put the lights in your stadium yourself, which is weird is you can do that and they just won't do anything. It's like Wrigley. It's like you're playing in Wrigley Field in the early 1900s. You can only play day games. So that would be a nice feature that you would think that they could implement. And hopefully, one could hope that we could play versus friends. Like, if we both have a next-gen console, what's stopping us from playing each other in a created stadium? That would be nice. A new game engine. I think that's probably one of the biggest things that a lot of us has been talking about. I don't actually know the last time. Now, it looks like the game changed MLB The Show 17. Again, I'll show these screenshots here comparatively to 16. It looks quite different, a lot more realistic. It looked kind of creepy. You know, it looks something out of a Courage the Cowardly Dog cartoon. Some of the player models, again, eyes just are lifeless. And then that's also when we saw updated ball physics, which hit or miss. People didn't like it in 17, but now looking back said, oh, you know, that wasn't so bad. So I think 17 is the last time that we had a significant shift in that regard. I would expect, you know, hey, it's been 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. This will be the 6th year if they continue. I'm guessing they're going to change it up. With that, we talked about graphics. Ray tracing is another possibility. Of course, this would be only on the next generation consoles. We did not see it implemented within MLB 21. On either the PS5 or the Xbox Series X. Do I really care? Do I really need it? No. At the end of the day, I'd rather the game play smoother. If you guys have tried playing this game on PS4 compared to PS5, practically everybody says the game plays and feels better on PS4 for whatever reason. Probably because it runs just a bit snappier, even with the downgraded hardware. There is settings on PS4, which is probably why. You don't have those same options on PS5, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, that's essentially, from what I can see, what we should expect. Now, there's probably going to be more stuff that, you know, my mind can't comprehend that they're going to put in, like Retro Mode 2, perhaps, is going to be a brand new feature. Lord knows what Ramon and the guys have cooking up at the SDS studios over there. But hopefully we see it relatively soon, because I don't know about you, but I'm getting a little impatient. I would like to see at least something. You know, is that too hard? Just say, simply tweet, MLB The Show 22 coming soon, period. Send that tweet out, guaranteed Twitter interactions. Bare minimum 5,000, probably 10,000 likes. You know, if anybody over there had any clue how social media worked, this would be the time. Who cares if you don't have a trailer ready until February? Just say something about it now so we can shut up and have more speculation and hype up the game more. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. What new game modes would you guys have and your thoughts? Of course, I will make a video dedicated to franchise. That's a game mode that I played ever since I started, like back in 2004, before it was even known as MLB The Show. I want to go pretty hard, pretty in-depth into what I think they could change with franchise to make it stomachable. So, thank you all again for watching this one. Happy New Year's if you missed the last one. Hopefully this year is grand. And, yeah, hope you guys have a great day. There goes out. Yeet.